Howdy, everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the iPad and we will make this fast. We're going to jump in and get started. So, yesterday on the stream, we spent some time brainstorming our 5 characters for September that we are going to do. And the list we came up with was basically the idea is chaos in the library, mixed genres coming together, popping out in the library and needing to put them all back together. That was the concept. September is library book card month, so really want to celebrate that. I am a giant book nerd. I'm going to turn this light down. There. It is shining right directly in my face. I'm sorry. I'm going to be dark for a little while. I got to get some better lighting setup going. Anyway, we are going to be going through all of this concept that we just kind of redid yesterday. We jumped in, we brainstormed a bunch of characters and this chaos in the library kind of craziness for our stream, for our September. I want to chat there. Sorry, my docs are set up weird. I want to get my chat where I want it, where I can see it. I basically want it directly behind my camera so that I can look at chat and look at you at the same time. Don't you like it when I'm looking at you, chat? Don't you like it when I'm talking to you? Okay. So anyway, let's talk about what I've done so far. I went ahead and jumped into my iPad here, and we'll make this bigger so you guys can see this better. My window got reset, so we're gonna make it bigger. We're gonna make it bigger so you can see it. Earlier today, I went ahead and I took the time to just draft out some silhouettes and some roughs on our characters. So our 5 characters that we got are the librarian here. And I thought it would be really great to take this librarian and not just have all of the librarian traits that we came up with, but also just like a big, beefy, muscular librarian. And then we've got our kid cowboy detective, our Dieselpunk pirate, Regency cyborg, and werewolf self-help guru. And these are just really rough brainstorm ideas, and I just kind of wanted to do some shape language, draft doodling, kind of experimenting with the whole thing to see exactly how that was going to look and how that might go down, how that might feel. Because I didn't want to come into this blind and look like I don't know what I'm doing, which would have been fair because let's face it, I don't always know what I'm doing. I rarely know what I'm doing. I might be a fraud, a charlatan. I'm a charlatan. But I wanted to show it off and give a chance and see what people were thinking and do some art. Yesterday's brainstorming was a lot of fun, had a good time doing it, and now it's time to do some drawing. So I'm going to undo that crazy chaos of where I just numbered those guys, and we're going to turn off each of these layers and work on them one by one. And this is a draft, so we're actually going to we're not going to draw over this. We're going to just use this as a little bit of a representation of the concept we were going for. So we've got our librarian here, and we have our librarian traits. Our librarian traits were glasses on a pearl hanger. If I zoom in, you can see I've got pearls drawn in. Glasses on a pearl band, messy bun, frumpy, wearing a cardigan and a bow tie. There's supposed to be a bow tie here. Book cart, I guess I didn't draw in, but carrying books. And then, like I said, I wanted to do something super muscly. So I added in this muscular shape. And wanted some triangular shape language on this. I'm actually going to create a new layer so we can keep this little thumbnail going the whole time. And I'm going to kind of try reblocking this shape in. One thing I know, I want a line of action goes like this, so that this foot will be underneath the chin. So I'm just going to do some real rough lines here, just to give myself kind of a body shape structure. Bring in some legs here. Little necky neck. Some real broad shoulders coming off. So I want my librarian to be a beefcake. The chest, rib cage would come down like that. So we'll do big, giant chest muscles and just a curvature like so. And then this arm over here is going to come back across like this. Big, beefy hand. Just holding a whole mess of books. And this arm can come down like this. And in my little thumbnail, I gave her like a yardstick. I don't know if librarians wield yardsticks, but this one's going to, I think. Come up here. Just graze in the side of the head. Messy bun. Frumpy hair. And we can turn that down. That's not a bad, that's a fun pose I think we've got going on here. So now we can go into just sketching out the character a little. I'm going to start up here in the face. I'm just going to sketch out some basic face lines. I think I want kind of an upturned nose here. And little eyes for those glasses. This coming back here, we're going to give her crow's feet because she's an old librarian, you know, as the stereotypes might be, with a stern, angry face. Jowls because she's an older gal. Pearl band coming off of here. Just come in here and just kind of frump up that hair. And messy bun. A little bit of a chin. Neck back here. So there's our librarian's head. I think it's cute. I think she looks good. She looks like a good librarian. And then from that neck, I'm just going to square in Rogden calls the macaroni noodle for those back shoulder muscles. And I just like that term. I think it's a fun term to use, and I think it works well for exactly what it means. Gives you this kind of shape. And I'm going to bring her arm down like this. into this cardigan shape that's just hooking down around her. Also a little lace around her neck. And big ol' meaty librarian fist coming off this for the yardstick. Like so. Yeah, that's fun. That's actually a lot of fun. Ooh. What is happening there? Is Discord trying to steal all my data? We'll close out some extra stuff. Looks like I might be having some slowdown on my network again, so I'm going to close out a bunch of stuff and see if that picks me back up. Yes, that must have been Discord. Discord must have been the problem. Discord is always the problem. Discord's always stealing the data. All right, so we got that. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to draw in this arm first with the sweater coming down on her big beefy arm. Get another beefy hand there. Might not quite be. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's our arm. Now we can come in here and we're just going to add. I'm actually going to do a different color for these books so they're easy to see. I'm going to grab a green here and block in some blocky books. Just peeking up out of her arms. Carrying a whole bunch of them because she's all muscular. Whole pile of books. She doesn't need a book cart because she's got all the muscles. She's the muscly librarian. She's the muscle-brarian. Then we can switch back to our pink and finish bringing in some of the rest of this art. So background, her cardigan hanging down still. What type of... She's a librarian, so she's going to wear sensible shoes. So we're just going to draw in some like little loafers. This. Just like that. And I think some capri pants that come up that stop just above her ankle. I think that's going to be the fun way to do this, actually. I think do this leg first. This leg. So there we go. There's our librarian looking pretty good. I think that looks good. I think I enjoy that quite a bit. I hope this is comes over well. I hope people enjoy this too. I think she's gonna be a great character. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So let's come in here and do a little ink, shall we? Do a little bit of our inking going on. So for her nose, I'm gonna give her like a little round bubbin nose here because she's a grandmother. I just decided that she's a grandmother just now. And I'm just gonna bring this across on her glasses like so. Just like this. Just trim that out. I like this. I think it's looking pretty good. Hope everybody is as happy with this as I am. I'm just going to real slow draw in. Actually, you know what? I'm going to draw these pearls in later. So I'm going to come over here now and just bring in this line. Just kind of finish out her face. So that can be smoother. I'm gonna stretch out my arm. I should have warmed up a little bit more before the stream. I did warm-ups this morning. I did work this morning. And then I went and ran errands, and then I came back and didn't do warm-ups before the stream. I should have. That looks good. I liking that. We'll bring her hair in like this. This is gonna be one big front loop. Just pull these around like so. Let me go this way. And this one would be the opposite. I'll go this way. That messy bun in the background. Draw more like this with little sprigs of hair sticking out like so. So there we go. That looks pretty good. That's a good looking librarian head for now. I'm not sure how I feel about the bun at the moment. I might have to revisit that. But it's good enough for now. We'll come back to it maybe. All right, so let's go ahead and come back down here and do our yeah. You know what? Let's do this, her body on a different layer so that we can really work on some things here. And I'm going to increase the line size here. And my smoothness. Snap that curve. Bring down. Come back around like this. Around. Snap it across. So finish out this little sleeve. There we go. There we go. That looks good. And just clean up those vector paths, trim them up good. Come down here. Let's do this big beefy fist now. So we'll come in here. I think I want a little bit of taper on both ends of this. So we're gonna come in like this. Just for that one. Now we can take these back down. We don't need them anymore. So I'm gonna come in and just fist away. And this one can come like that. We're gonna come over because we can vector trim, so we don't have to worry about our line overlap. And do one line here. So just like that. That looks good. Close that off. And there. That's looking pretty good. I'm actually liking this quite a bit. I'm digging this character. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope other people also take it as fun. We'll see. And then I'm actually gonna get me some end taper for this over here, so I can come down here. This. Keep curling that around. There. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. And we'll reset that. So we can come back over here. Finish off that sleeve. Pull this back. And then I think I'm gonna just grab my taper brush one more time. Come across like that, because that's gonna be the front. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and add a line going this way. It's probably going to get covered up by books, but I want it back there just in case, just so that everything is going on just fine. Just fine. All right. Yeah, she is looking good. And then here is what I can do now is I can come in here and erase on these lines. Make it easy to do that, and then merge the head down onto that body. And it's still pixel art, it's still pixeled lines. I think I might have just, oh, nope, that still worked too. Okay, so that looks good. We're looking good. We're looking good here. So let's drop back down to our size 12 brush and put in the lace on her neckline. Like so. And we'll add some Ruth Bader Ginsburg style loops on there, just to really show that it's a lacy collar. And now I'm going to come in here and we'll do this other hand real fast. And I'm actually going to draw the whole finger and then mark it off, because I think it'll make life easier. And then my spacing is right. And that my lines are smooth. Which is something I noticed in my shorts this morning, that I had messed up quite a bit on my ghosty ghosts. And then come in here. Real smooth. Pull this cardigan down. So we'll do this side too. Down. Like so. This is a scary looking librarian, let me tell you. You don't want to mess with her. You don't want to get on her bad side. She will mess you up. I'm going to give her a little shirt line here. Coming out of her capris. And I'm actually going to skinny her legs up more. to really hone in on that triangular shape language. I'll come down here and put those sensible shoes back on her, like so. Just like that. That looks good. There we go. And now we just need to draw in that pile of books. Maybe give her some pockets on her cardigan. No, you're procrastinating because you don't want to draw in a pile of books. I'm not procrastinating because I want to draw. Don't want to draw in a pile of books. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we're gonna start with here. I think I'm gonna go to a smaller brush again. We'll come here and just draw in some book covers. So books are such a pain in the butt to draw. Why did I pick library month? What was I thinking? I'm a lazy artist. I don't like doing any of this work with details. Oops, that's way too thick. I like being lazy. I like doing next to nothing, you know? I like when my art doesn't need details. Oh, that would have been easier if I had trimmed this vector line before I did the other line art. That would have been smart. No one accused me of being smart, though. There's one book drawn in, and I think I can actually probably take the sketch lines down even lower. Yeah. Make it look even better. All right, so we'll come back. Let's do another book like so. That's not too bad. That's looking pretty booky. Oops. Some pages. And maybe instead of like 10 books like I originally sketched, we'll just do like 5. Back like this. Down. This down. So there, and we can add page details. Real simple like that. Go back to our other brush. A lot of just back and forth, slow, steady, you know, doing the details as we do. And maybe this one is like this. Just keep basic trim going. All right. Actually, that looks pretty good. That's not bad. I like that quite a bit. And we'll give her a nice stern mouth with our taper brush. I'm going to bring this down. It's probably still too big. They're not big. Maybe not big enough, actually, now. That. And we'll come in here with our little tapered brush and add our wrinkles in. And I know this is going to be another one of those situations where these wrinkles probably won't show up at all on the sticker when it's printed, but I like it. Hi, welcome to the chat. And welcome to the stream. Just working on some stickers for September. Got our first one inked out here. It's the librarian for our library chaos. So I'm just gonna add some color real fast. I was just putting these wrinkles in, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one of those situations where that does not translate at all onto printed versions of the art. Because these are 3-inch stickers, and it's not going to look good. That's just what it's going to come down to. But I still think I think it looks good. I think the art looks good. It makes me happy. Although I think I want to thicken some things up in places around the outside edge. I think for this, I want a little bit darker line edges, but I think I'm going to do that in Adobe Illustrator instead of Fresco. I actually think this is looking really good. If I'm being honest, I'm very excited about it. Let's color her in and see how that goes. Everything looks good there. When I'm doing my coloring, if this is your first time here, if it's the first time you're watching me do anything, when I do my color, I like to fill in a background color in this like neon pink that I use for all my sketching and everything, because it makes it real easy for me to see what has been missed in the color, and also to make sure all my line art is closed in when I'm doing the selection process. So if you're not familiar with Adobe Fresco, one of its shortcomings, and it has a few, but one of its big shortcomings is when you're working with vector lines, the vector drawing, and use the reference layer for fill, you'll get a lot of haloing. And one of the ways I found, the easiest way I found to solve that is serves two purposes. So this pink background lets me see exactly what I'm working on coloring. A lot of artists do this anyway, regardless of what they're working on in any program. But because now I have that, I can turn it black later and get rid of any potential halo around my line art. So let's go ahead and start snagging some color. So I'm going to start with just my brand yellowish tint that I normally use, and I'm going to bring the saturation down to make her kind of pale, as she's older. She's an older gal. And as you age, you lose melanin. Same with the hair. I'm going to give her gray hair. Like so. These glasses, I'm just going to make white. And here, I can come in here on this part. I don't need this. This can be transparent there. Let's finish up anything that we want to have as white. So we'll do the laces white. Oop. I forgot, I missed some skin down here on her ankles. Would you consider this area your normal workstation? Do you find it useful to detach yourself from your place of relaxation? This is where I do most of my work, almost all of my work. There is a couch behind me. You can't really see it. This office is very messy. So sometimes I will take the iPad and I will go sit on the couch. There's also a TV, a large screen TV above my monitor here, so I can watch TV and work that way. But this is the space I have for almost everything I do. Although honestly, these days I spend most of my time working on Taco Viking illustration stuff. So really, this is just where I'm at. Let's come back to our white. And I'm going to actually release the reference for a second because it might actually be more of a pain. And fill in our paper regardless of the line art because I added all those little hash lines. Oops. Definitely want to be on this layer though, underneath the line art. And it's one of the reasons paper, I always think books are a pain to draw for me. Again, I admitted it when I was drawing them. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy artist. I think that's why I like cartoons, is because too much detail doesn't work when you're doing cartoon art. And as a lazy artist, I don't like drawing detail. I think that's what it comes down to for me. Oops, I actually don't want this section up here included in the white. This is supposed to be part of the book cover. I think I did that on other parts too. But that's okay. We can go back over the top of those here in a little bit. I don't think anyone will notice. Again, I think I'm getting into a place where I work at 8K. My file sizes are huge. So theoretically, I could print her as a poster, right? That's of course, it's all vector art, so it can be scaled anyway. But that's the reason I print huge, is so I can do poster size stuff a lot of the time too. But what that does is that has me working at a size where detail is fun and enjoyable to put in. But then like zoom out and look at this like sticker sized, and none of those lines that I drew on those books are visible, so they don't matter anymore. So sometimes I overthink things because I am thinking in a different scale. So I'm going to come in here and grab like a brownish red for book covers. So, and then I think I want her to have kind of a greenish cardigan here. This, no particular reason. Oops, that's all on my line art layer. No particular reason for her to have a green cardigan other than green is my favorite color. And so when faced with a what color are you going to make this, I kind of default to green. But that's just me. That's the only reason I picked it. Honestly, I probably should have given more thought to the color on this character, but I didn't, and that's where we are. Like I said, lazy artist. And then let's give her yellow shirt underneath. And we can use that same yellow for her yardstick. Pants. This, I think I want to use that same brown shoes. So that looks pretty good. I think she looks pretty good there. I'm going to release this reference layer and we'll turn this pink to black, and you can see halo effect here around these sections. And when it goes to black, it's gone. So that's why I was doing that. That's the whole idea there. So now I'm going to slot this here, and I'm going to move her over to the center and go ahead and hide that little original rough sketch shaping draft. And there, I'm going to call that there for now on this character. Again, I don't know how well shadow looks on the stickers I've been doing. I might need to really rethink how I've been doing the levels of shading, but I'll come back and do all of the shading across all of the characters so that they all kind of have the same light source, because I'll put them into a rough look of the way I want them to be on the final print. So there is our librarian. Let's give her a little label here. I think that's turned up too high. Librarian. Wow. That's fun. I don't like that. Anyway, there's her. So we got one done. Took us about 45 minutes. That's not a bad timeline for doing a little character. From complete scratch. I do think I need to have a background. So we'll come in here. And September is autumnal, so we'll give it an autumnal background. So, and I'm going to go ahead and just quick export that to my gallery so that I have a little preview image, and we will lock that layer group and hide it. Okay, so we got our librarian done. That's good. That was fun. I had a good time doing it. Let's move to our teenage cowboy detective, which should be this guy. And you can see just a little bit of a rough sketch here again. And I'm going to come in. Let's actually lock in a plane of a little floor line on him. Switch back to our big brush. We're going to do a rough in. I want a lot of oval, soft shapes on my teenager because he is a teenager. He's a kid. So we'll do kind of like, I'm not sure how I feel about this right now. I really like my original rough sketch in here. But I want to give him a more dynamic pose. So I think I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to give him a foot here so we can put his chin over his foot. Have him bent over, looking at clues. So like magnifying glass there. Bring in his torso. This will be fun. This will be a fun pose here. Bring his leg down. Back. This. Gonna be wearing a cowboy boot, so I'm gonna give him a little pointed toe there. Spine. Little chest, comparatively, make him much smaller than our librarian was. This arm can come out like this, and this on this magnifying glass to look at a clue down here somewhere, and then I think the other arm out like this. Stop. See something. Yeah, that's not too terrible. So we will kind of start with this shape. Do a little refining here. That. Now, let's sketch in over the top of it. Now we're gonna start with a nose. Give him a kind of a long nose. Was my goal originally. Bigger eyes because he's a kid, he's young. Little shocked expression face, I think. And then my goal here, I'm gonna sketch in his head. I want to take like the deer stalker cap that Sherlock Holmes is famous for and merge it with like a cowboy hat and see how that looks. So we'll come in here and I'm just gonna round the nose out because he's again supposed to have round features. Just round little face. Head back. And I kind of wanted to give him a little shaggy beard. Like he's trying to look like he's older than he is. You know how teenagers kind of sometimes grow in those little shaggy beards. So the plan here is have this come off. How is this going to work? How am I going to do this hat? Let's see. What? Cowboy hat. That's also tied up, I guess, like this. Like a little deer stalker cap. It's two things at once. This is kind of weird. It's kind of a weird way of looking at things. And then he's also going to have a neckerchief. So we'll come in here. Little neckerchief. That's going to come out of his leather jacket trench coat. All of these things made sense when we were talking about them yesterday. So if you're wondering what the heck I'm going on about with like leather jacket trench coat, what? Yesterday's stream, we brainstormed literary matchups and the tropes that are associated with different genres and their visual identities. And Teenage Cowboy Detective serves as a mashup of young adult fiction and westerns and cowboy and Sherlock Holmes. And in all of our young adult fiction, all of the heroes on the covers were wearing leather coats. And of course, he's also a cowboy, so he's wearing a duster. And when I mean leather coats, I mean like 1980s, 90s leather jacket, like they're a teenager in a biker gang for some reason. Sean Hunter style, if you will. And I will, because I'm a nerd. Speaking of being a nerd and a fan of Boy Meets World, I like their podcast, and my favorite thing about it was discovering that Ryder Strong is a giant nerd who played Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. And that made me feel good about myself. I was like, I wish teenage Matt had known that Sean Hunter, the coolest dude on the entire planet, also was a nerd. So we're going to come down here and have his boots tucked into his pants tucked into his boots. Because he's that type of guy. It's the type of guy who tucks his pants into his boots. There we go, there's that. Bring this other leg out. So I don't like this at all the way it is right now. I'm going to redo it completely. So let's erase. It's okay to erase your art. So we'll come in here. I think you'll do it more like this. I have to work on that. Then magnifying glass through here like this. To draw thumb, fingers, hooking that. So bring that fist in here with his leather jacket duster. That's not too bad. Bring an ear in. I've gotten so used to drawing my daily zombies that sometimes I forget to give people ears. Then we'll give him big old thick sideburns. Again, because he's like a teenager trying to appear older than he is. Hair sticking out from underneath of his hat there. A clue. I think, just for funsies, I'm gonna give him a little interrobang above his head, like, ah, he found something. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm digging this. I'm gonna take those, collapse them down, and to center. So, and now we can ink him. So I'm gonna come in here, just switch to my ink and stuff. And I think I'm gonna start with the face. I like starting with the face when I ink, and I'm gonna do tapered lines. This fade it out more. There we go. And just draw in all of our sideburn. So I am fortunate as a person that I did not go through a phase where I had sparse facial hair. I just didn't grow any facial hair until one day I woke up and had a beard, and it was weird for me, but that's the way it was. And so I don't really think, maybe I did, maybe I was just completely oblivious and I did go through a phase where I had awkward facial hair, but I think it was more like I was just baby face until I wasn't. And from what I've heard about my dad when he was younger, is he kind of did the same thing. Like, he just didn't grow any facial hair until one day he could. And so he never had like the thin, scraggly facial hair. It just was non-existent, and then actual facial hair. Although maybe you're looking at me right now and going, dude, you got scraggly facial hair, because I haven't shaved in a few days. And I'm not going to lie, I'm looking kind of rough. But I haven't decided yet whether or not I'm going to regrow my beard. I shaved it off because the heat got to me. And I haven't decided if I'm going to grow it back yet. I liked having a beard. I don't necessarily like how I look without a beard. A lot of people say I look younger, but I just feel like my head is shaped like a potato, like very lumpy. And so when I don't have a beard, I feel like that's even more obvious. And I don't like it. That's just who I am. But you never know. Like, I could change my mind. I could change my mind before the end of this stream, even. I'm indecisive like that. So, like that. That looks good. We're going to come in here. I'm going to snag my little taper brush and do these shaggy hairs. And I think, oops, I'm going to do them the other way. Let's do them the other way. Let's clean this side. Like that. I don't like that at all. That looks like crap. I'm gonna redo all of that and just do it the chaotic way I had the pencil art. That looks good. That's better. That's better. I like that better. All right, and now we're gonna come in here. We're gonna have this hair like so. And I want that to hook around like that. Oops. Now that hair is sticking out from underneath his cap. Ah, that's looking pretty good. That's not bad at all. I think that's not bad. I think I like that quite a bit. I think it looks good. Close in his pupils. So we've got our head for our teenage cowboy detective. Let's go ahead and add his kerchief here. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this project. I was worried that I wasn't going to. I was actually nervous about this. I was like, I think I'm not going to be able to do this justice. But now that I'm into the project and actually working on it, I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I think it's going to look good when it's done, and that's the important part. I think people are going to enjoy it. And I think people are going to enjoy it even if they don't necessarily get what I'm going for with the references. And that's the real important value. Because like I said, that's lesson learned for in August of this year was that high concept is fine as long as people can get it. But if they don't get it, then it doesn't work. Like it just is a failed project. So I think this guy is going to come through just fine no matter what. And I think the muscular librarian is going to come through just fine. So I think this arm coming like this so that I can then pull back a little. Really need to emphasize that hip. That'll give a little bit more flair to the whole thing and make it feel good. When in doubt, vector trim. I think this is a lot of fun here. That. Pull this back. So there we go. There we go. That's good. I'm enjoying. Yeah, that looks good. I think I'm gonna add some more little curls to his neckerchief. And then we can come over here and have his jacket all maybe. Oh yeah, that'll look good. We'll do like this. Have it curling around his ankle. So crossed like that. You're going, why do you go across like that? Again, I'm lazy. So I now have the back line of the duster drawn. So I can just split it and then draw the things that are supposed to be over it, and eliminate the parts that I don't need anymore. Makes life easy. This wrinkled, baggy t-shirt. I think I'm actually going to change that. Come in here like this. So go and trim that while I'm here, and we don't want to forget it. It's down. I want that line to be straight. Straight to there. This can come across and be his cowboy boot. So that's fun. I think that's a lot of fun. Look, I think that looks fun to me. But there. And trim that. And that. Now we can finish the leg. And I think I'm going to actually pull this leg like this. Change the shape on it. That can go away. There. That's what I'm looking for. Then I can come over here. So basically what I just decided in the moment was that his one boot is tucked into, or one pant sleeve leg is tucked into the boot. His other pant leg is not. And we're just going to do that, like that. That looks good. There we go. All right. So we got most of that done. Let's come down here. And do this magnifying. That. That's with the taper brush. That is hand. This. Fist it around that. And so. Okay. Looks not too bad. He's not perfect. I wish. I feel, like I said, I'm a fraud. I was having that fraud, that imposter syndrome was creeping back in, because I'm like, I wish I had done a better job on the body. I think the body needs work. But honestly, it's probably better than I think it is. I'm just giving myself a really hard time right now. But I'm gonna finish him up on this stream, and then that's what we'll call it when I get him done, because that'll probably be close to 5:30, which is when I'm supposed to end. So probably do us good. Just gonna do these fingers real fast. Teenage cowboy detective. we go. We can do that. Same here. Get that terabang. One of my favorite words. And let's jump in with our thinner stuff and do a few details. A little bit of wrinkles in his shirt. We will do these sidelines on his boots. There's a snake in my boots. There's no snake in his boots. There's a foot in his boots. And maybe I got an idea. How am I going to do this? I'm going to add pants wrinkles. Okay. That there is a change in direction here. Nope. I'm not sure how to do this. Actually, at the moment, I'm gonna have to figure something out there. I'm gonna figure something out there, I think, but I'm gonna leave it for now. I think it'll be fine if I leave it for now. So we'll hide the sketch layer. Oh, and come back in here. Add his jacket lapel. The important part of the leather jacket is the lapel. That in there. I think this line. There we go. Okay. And I wanted to add some little warping lines to his magnifying glass like that. Not too bad. We can live with this. We can work with this anyway. Like I said, it's a sticker, so let's see. Is there anything looks good? There we go. That's looking pretty good. Don't need that sketch anymore. Now I'm going to go ahead and color him in. So we'll start with skin. Oops. I never closed in the back of his neck on his hair. There we go. So we'll go ahead and do that real fast. Just close that in like some shaggy hair like that. There we go. Come back to this layer. Skin tone. Do all of the skin parts first, which I don't think he's got a lot. That's probably it. And then I like to do the white pretty early on. I'm gonna make the lens white again. I can turn this off. That helps. And we'll do, let's see. This same reddish brown, we'll pop it onto his hat. That combination deer stalker cowboy hat. Like that. Oh, I've missed his ear. And I think I'm going to give him some crazy purple hair because, you know, he's a dystopian young adult novel character. We'll do red on his neckerchief. And in the interrobang, silverish color here. And then we're gonna make his duster brown, but we're gonna give it dark colored lapels just because. We'll color in this space behind his beard real fast. So, and then like a dark blue on his lapels because it's a leather jacket. Brown. Then let's see, let's give him a light green shirt to show his like shaggy inspired roots. And some blue jeans and gray boots. With dark gray soles. And then I'm going to, on these back pieces, just go ahead and add a darker tone on the inside of his jacket. And I think I've decided not to have this be a separate color. I'm just going to close that in. All right. That looks pretty good, actually. So I will go ahead and release that reference and turn that black. Same up here. Bring you down. So that's not too bad. That looks pretty good, if I don't mind saying so myself. So we got 2 of our 5 done, I think. We got both our, oops, no, unmerge those. Do not merge, merge lock. So we've got our cowboy teenage detective here and our librarian. So those are looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and let's give him, he's got a lot of brown in him. So 180 plus 140 is 220. We'll do a blue background. And I think that looks good. I think this is all looking pretty good. So we got 2 done. That leaves us 3 more to go. So we've got tomorrow and Friday to work on them. I think that's a pretty good speed. We'll be able to do 2 more tomorrow. We'll be able to do 1 on Friday and then probably start doing the composition, sketch, and layout for the print itself, which is probably going to be a little bit time consuming. I'll probably end up working on that on Sunday in my free time. Maybe off stream. We'll see. We'll see where we're at. Maybe I'll try to sketch that in before stream on Friday so we can work on that more. thank you for coming by. Anybody who might still be hanging out and watching, thank you for chatting. Those of you who did, make sure you give this video a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And then come back tomorrow at 4, where we'll work on our next 2 of these guys, probably knock out at least 2 of them. Until then, I've been Matt Brotherton. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you will come back and spend more time with me. And if you are interested in getting these stickers, you can join the Patreon or come visit me at the C Street Market, where you can get them for free, other than the librarian, who will be our Patreon exclusive. Thank you again for watching.